and today I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup using only Wet n Wild makeup. You guys have wanted to see this video for a long time, and I do think it's been long awaited. I did a full face where I only used e.l.f. makeup, so if you want to see that, you can go check it out in the cards up above here. I think it's on this side. I should really find out what side it's on, but you can go check that video out. I really like Wet n Wild. I will say it is probably my second favorite drugstore brand behind e.l.f. And I do like most of their products. So if you're excited to see this video, please give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe down below. Follow my social media and tune into my channel every single day because I post multiple times throughout the week. With all that being said, let's jump into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is primer, and I accidentally ordered 3 Wet n Wild primers, which was an accident, so I'm going to throw one into the giveaway, and I don't know what I'm going to do with the extra one, but one's going to go to you guys. But I'm going to be using this one. This is the Wet n Wild Coverall Primer. Supposedly it refines pores and fills in fine lines. I don't usually go for a primer that fills in pores because I don't really have pores. I mostly go for a primer that hydrates and makes my skin look dewy. But we're gonna try this. I know a lot of people like this and use this a lot, so I wanted to try it. That's what it looks like. It's a white little liquid. Ooh. Okay, so usually pore filling primers feel very silicone-y and like they're gonna fill in your pores. This feels really hydrating. Oh my goodness. This feels so hydrating and so cooling and refreshing. And if this is hydrating, cooling, refreshing, and fills in my pores, like, this is a steal. Okay, I am really, really liking this so far. This is my first impression, and this is definitely going to be a keeper. So while this sinks into my face, I'm going to do brows. So I have the Wet n Wild Color Icon Brow Pencil, and this is what it looks like. I know they have a retractable pencil where you can, like, swirl it up and it comes up, but this is an actual pencil, like you have to sharpen it. I bought this a while ago, but this is super dark for me, but it is literally the most pigmented ever, and it comes with a little spoolie. I mostly use retractable pencils just because I don't like the whole sharpening thing, and this is too dark for me. But I did used to use this a lot because it's super pigmented. Like, you can see Instagram brow in 2 seconds. So those are the final brows. I'm not sure if Wet n Wild has a brow gel, but I don't have it. I think that pencil's actually really good if you like really dark Instagram brows that take 2 seconds, and if you like the actual pencil where you have to sharpen it. I'm going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. This is loved by so many people. I do like it. I think there are better ones out there, but I do like it. I've had this for a while. I bought this last summer, and it used to be my holy grail last summer, so I do think it's good. It's just, I think it's overhyped. So then I have the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer. I actually really like this. I used to use this all the time, and it used to be a really big holy grail of mine. I stopped using it just because I've tried out new things and stuff that I like, but I should probably go back to using it. I will say I think this is definitely going to be a staple for me during summer, just because it's a little bit dark, and I feel like that will match me a bit better in summer. It's only like $4 or $5, and I do like it a lot. Then we have powder, and I don't have a specific Wet n Wild powder, but I do have this little contour duo, and I'm going to be using this powder. If you guys don't know, I used to rave about this so much. This little contour duo used to be my favorite thing ever. I didn't own like any other bronzer slash contour just because this used to be my all-time favorite, and I would say like this bronzer is better than anything I've ever tried. And now that I have tried a lot more stuff, I will say it is good. It is a little bit hard to blend, and it is kind of patchy, but from the drugstore, I think it's definitely the best one I've ever tried. This is in the shade Dulce de Leche. I don't know if I said that or not. I'm sorry, my Spanish is not up to par. I'm just a little white girl. But yeah, it's very pigmented. I always do that. Every time I use bronzer, I dip in too much, but I forgot how pigmented this is. This thing is so pigmented. Okay, well, like I said, ignoring the little bronzerness, but then I have this Wet n Wild Mega Glow blush stick. I totally forgot to use this, and I already set my face with powder, so I'm not going to be using this, but this is really pretty. It's just a really pretty, like, shimmery, pinky blush, and it's really pigmented. I like this a lot. This is in the shade Peach Bums, and it's really pretty. But the blush that I'm going to be using is the Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in the shade Pearlescent Pink. I've used this so much that it's broken. I've strayed away from this a lot actually, but it used to be my favorite, and I would not leave the house without it. So next, talking about highlight, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder in the shade Precious Petals. This is a really good shade for me during summer. Again, this used to be one of my all-time holy grails, so it is broken, literally about to fall apart. Summer of last year, I was obsessed with Wet n Wild. Their foundation was my favorite, their blush was my favorite, this highlighter was my favorite. So I used and traveled with them so much that all of it started to break, which was really frustrating, but I continued to use them because I love their products so much. And then once I started trying out new stuff, I strayed away from it. But I'm glad I'm doing this video because I get to find out, like, hey, I really like that blush again. But the problem with this bronzer on me during like winter going into summer when I'm not tan is it gives me an orange cast right here. I know you guys said to not use such a dense brush and that won't give you an orange cast, but here I am using a fan brush and I'm still getting a little orange thing. You can see it's super blinding, but it is orange on my face. Since brows are done, that leaves us to eyeshadow, and you guys know I love these little eyeshadow palettes from Wet n Wild. I have both of these and I really want to get the other two. These are the Wet n Wild Color Icon eyeshadow palettes. I have Rose in the Air, which is the dupe for the Modern Renaissance palette, and Nude Awakening, which is just super pretty. I love both of these so much, but I only have this Wet n Wild lipstick, which is so old, and this is the color of it, so I have to make something match this, so I'm trying to go neutral. So I'm going to take the Nude Awakening palette and just take that shade and kind of set my lid, and then I'm going to take the transition shade right up there. I actually really like this shade as a transition. I think it's super pretty as like a gray cool tone. Okay, so that's the transition shade. I think I'm going to take this rosy burgundy color right here in the Nude Awakening palette. I haven't used this color ever, but I think it's, oh yeah, that's so pretty. And I just think it would actually be really pretty. So I'm taking this orangey shade right here in the Rose in the Air palette and just kind of blending that burgundy maroon shade with it. It's not blending, the burgundy maroon shade is not blending as well as I was hoping it would. I thought it would blend out seamlessly and be super pretty, but it's not. Also, this is an all matte eyeshadow look, which you guys know I never do, and it is very dark, which again I never do, so it's very out of my comfort zone and I'm not sure if I'm loving it. The one product that I didn't have from Wet n Wild was a mascara, so I'm very sorry about that. I did not like any of the mascaras that I saw online or in store, and I just didn't want to spend the money on it. So instead of doing that, I'm going to use my e.l.f. mascara. This is drugstore. I think it's only like $2 and I don't like it that much, so I thought I would use it for this video just to be fair. Okay, that's the final eyeshadow. I am going to say it's not my favorite. I don't really like it at all, but I wanted to do something very different. So I'm taking the Nude Awakening palette again and just taking that shimmer right there and kind of combining them and put that as an inner corner highlight. But the last step will be lipstick, and this is the crusty lipstick I was talking about. This is in the shade Dark Wine 536A. I'm gonna swatch it for you guys just so you can see. That's the color. I had to wear this when I was in 3rd grade. Literally every single time we did football cheer for the sideline, I had to wear this. And we had to wear purple glitter on our eyelids and like fling out our wing liner and make it curly. It was disgusting. This is the final look. I do not like it at all, but this is my full face using only Wet n Wild makeup. I know this is very intense and very different than when I did my e.l.f. makeup because that was super natural, but I wanted to do something different on the eyes, and I feel like adding the lipstick just like kind of ruined it. The look does not look good, and I do not think the lipstick goes with the eyes at all. Please forgive me. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up and subscribe down below. I would really appreciate it because your girl's not looking too cute. And follow my social media, turn on your hashtag post notifications. And with all that being said, stay poppin', and I love you. Bye.